It's not over yet. Be careful. You caught that bounce. Good for you. It's a nice little bounce. But ladies and gentlemen of the cryptocurrency realms, do not believe this is over. Do believe we are going to hit a level I will talk about here shortly. But where did this bounce? Let's talk about that first. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I said that a little backwards, but who gives a shit? We're all crazy anyway, right? We trade cryptocurrency. It's magic internet money. Crazy. Let's see here. Wanted to go to the ultimate power meme. Where are you, you little shit? There you are. Okie dokie. Am I on the 2-day? No, I'm on the daily. Let's pop on a 2-day. You will see where this wick hit. Come on, Tiger. Well, what's this little line here? That is the 2-day reverse Fisher. Okay. Now we can go back on streams previously. I was like, look for the 2-day Fisher, reverse Fisher. It was at 51.5-ish, right? Price action got down to 51.641. Almost hit it. Weekly. Where did it bounce within $40? The first standard deviation normal distribution. Okay. That's where we just got that bounce from. What am I fully expecting now? First, let's do a couple things here. First, let's calculate this. Let's scale this up a little bit. Let's get, yeah, right about there. Right about there. So what's that at? Let's put a little line there. Don't have to put a line. So what did I just measure out? A 30% pullback. What is exactly at the 30% pullback this week? The 95.4 Laplace distribution range. There's the little blue dot right there that we just bounced from. First standard deviation. That's why all these other charts, they're great. All right, the Fisher didn't hit perfectly. Deviations are all that matters, in my opinion, right? The standard deviation of returns is volatility. There was a guy I used to like to talk to all the time who pounded that into my head over and over and over and over again. Too bad it took me too long to find out he was a narcissist cock, but that's okay. We all know that now. But that being said, when you're trading volatility, right? Doesn't it make sense where you should be targeting? All the standard deviations, normal distribution, Laplace distribution. We love Laplace distribution, right? Because you assume, that normal distribution is going to be the play, right? That's what we assume when it comes to returns. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, man, there's so many fat tail events, it's ridiculous. That's where Laplace distribution comes into play. It loves to tame this beast that we call Bitcoin. Bitcoin. And it was one of those. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to come down here for Bitcoin to complete an entire 30% down move And when it's lining up perfectly with the 95.4 on the Laplace distribution, remember the first week of this dump, we went by the 95.4 a little bit, right? We went by the 95.4 just a tad, just a tit. The second standard deviation's at 46,780. In my opinion, this baby, because obviously that little dump we just had, it didn't scare any of the longs. They added on. It didn't fall off, which is insane. It's going to take more. And this market is so over leveraged, it is absolutely ridiculous. So something's got to give. Some of this leverage has got to be taken care of. I do believe we'll probably see a price somewhere in between the 95.4 Laplace and the second standard deviation normal distribution. So when I see that, then I go over here, right? I'm like, okay, so where's the first standard deviation on the deviation bands on the 2-day? They're at about 51K. Not low enough in my opinion, right? Top side I'm looking at is 48.5. So we'll go to the 3SD, Jesus. We'll go to the 3-day chart. And so I've got a couple indicators on here. It takes a while to populate. So the reverse Fisher on the 3-day is at 50K, a little over. The first standard deviation on the deviation bands is at 49.4. We're getting closer. And what am I doing here? I'm just looking. I'm looking, and you're going to see I did this before stream. We're going to bump up to the 5-day. No correlation with that area I'm looking for. I mean, the one thing we do have down here at 47.6 is the reverse wave trend. 47.6. That is dead right in between the 95.4 Laplace and second standard deviation on the weekly. It's like boom, right in the middle. So okay, so we can take a peek at the 5-day reverse Fisher right there, about 47.6. But when you pop over here on the weekly, okay. So I don't think the wave trend's going to come into play down here at 43. Hey, this is Bitcoin though, man. You really want to shake some of this leverage out? Drop this thing down to 43K and see what happens. You'll have people crying all over Twitter. Okay, so this specific line, this log MA right here that is set to a power mean set at a 33, it's right at about 48.5. It's right at 48.5. What else is right at 48.5-ish? The 95.4 Laplace distribution range. So me and MJ were talking a little bit behind the scenes, so we've been on almost all day. Just trying to figure this out. Where's this bad boy going? What's going to happen? What are they trying to do, right? We know traditional markets, the last 4 days, right? Up, down, just shaking people loose, right? All these pansies that are afraid of some imaginary fucking new virus strain or whatever the hell's going on. But anyway, it would make sense to me that Bitcoin dropping down here and going into the weekend, because first I was like, maybe it bounces here at the 1SD, right? And then we pump out of here during the weekend, which is going to wreck all these institutional future buyers, options buyers, right? So it would almost make more sense because what have we not done yet? Let's see, what chart can I go to make this a little easier? Yep, those are all turned off. This is perfect. First of all, let's go to the 4-hour. All right. I'm looking for a can. We got a wick down here, right? Wicks aren't lower lows. Candle closes are lower lows. We just have not had that yet. When I'm talking a lower low, I'm looking down here significantly. I mean, if this last 4-hour candle would have closed down here at 51.5, right around that 2-day Fisher, I might be like, hey, maybe this is the bottom. But considering this, I mean, look at this 4-hour wick. That's kind of insane in itself. Which that's going to give the bulls a little bit of hopium, right? Seeing that candle. Not me, though. I'm looking for a lower low here. I really am. I'm looking for a lower low, and I'm looking for a lower low that's going to really shake some people up. Pop this daily real quick. What? Down this area, right? Here's what I'm thinking. This is a possibility, right? It's all about probabilities. If we were to get a wick coming into the weekend, right? Say Saturday, we get a wick down to that 95 for Laplace, and then Saturday closes at about 51.5. There's going to be that daily candle closing on a lower low. That would get me thinking possibly going into the new week, maybe Sunday, maybe they pump it out of here, right? After, I mean, because that would be a full 30% pullback. That's what Bitcoin loves to do on bull runs. We all know that. So this is going to get really, really spicy. I'm not saying it can't pump out of here now, but when I see a candle that hasn't closed at a lower low yet, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to have some reserve. I'm not looking. I did not even trade. I was talking about that 2-day Fisher for days, hell, probably for a week. I didn't even trade it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. It if like I said, if this candle was down here right now, getting ready to close the daily down here now, I'd have some second thoughts. I'd be looking at all the other charts. Hey, is this a good opportunity here? Is this a good opportunity to bounce out of here on the weekend? But if this thing pulled up, as you can see, hell, it was back up to a little over 54. Hell, it just dropped back down to about 53.3. I think that's what they're doing. Maybe they're giving the bulls a little bit of opium here. This 4-hour candle, which is looking like a bottom. They love to do that, right? I mean, you get a 4-hour candle that looks like that. Right now, if this was a bullish candle, say we pulled back up to like 54.5, and this was a bullish hammer, what's it right now? It's creating a hangman. Danger, danger, right? That I'm looking for some continuation. That's what I'm looking for, bottom line. Doesn't have to happen. Like I said, we could pump out of here. But that's why you're watching the volatility, right? The 4-hour volatility. Look at all the expansion negatively correlated on all the AVRs, right? Look at the entropy. The entropy is trending right now. Now, when that dump started, it started the APP, which I've got a little something to add here. Our math guy put together some new entropy stuff, and I'm going to replace this APP with a different part of a correlation that he put together that looks really interesting. I'm just going to work with that, but you can see how it started to go to the downside, pulled back. Now it's starting to rise up a little bit. But bottom line is entropy is trending right now to the downside. Happened on the 12-hour. Take a quick little peek. Would imagine is starting to drop in the trend. If not, if it's not already in trend. Come on, interwebs. Get your butt moving here. There we go. Yeah, dropping in the trend as we speak, trending to the downside. You've got historical volatility Z-score heading up, negatively correlated. Look at all the expansion. Look at the 12-hour on the two lower length. This is 7525. This is 981. They were both flashing. What happened? You had expansion. It was negatively correlated. 12-hour candle, boom. Here's something real interesting too. We blew through the third standard deviation, right? The normal distribution bands. That's why I'm probably going to add the fourth band. That's a great function. I think it can go up to 5 or 6. So I'm going to be adding that on too. This is this is what I'm saying. This is Bitcoin, man. This is Bitcoin. You cannot assume normal distribution, although people do, especially in traditional markets. You can. The crypto's the one that has these fat tail events. Although, check this out. Let's go over to the VRE. Where are you? The first MD? Yes, you are. That's a good old fat tail event right there on Bitcoin, all right? I mean, this thing ran down almost to the 3 SD. Got about a little over halfway to it, but past 2 SD, right? You're having a fat tail event. Look at, and here's another reason why Bitcoin popped out here at the end of the day. You had a little bit of a relief rally in traditional markets. SPY was down 1.7% or something. It closed the day only down 0.87, only down about $4. It was down about $8. It pulled back almost half. NASDAQ, it was down about almost 500, I think. It's only 300. I know Dow pulled back pretty good too. But let me pop this on NASDAQ. Traditional markets very rarely have a fat tail event. NASDAQ did today. These deviations pop up here. Pop, 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 pop. Boop, 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 boop. NASDAQ had a 3 SD move. I mean, though, where's that wick at? That wick down right there? No, that was the one. But is what that did right there in the 4-hour candle, hit the 68.3, popped out of the hole. But on this 4-hour candle, holy crap, what did it do? 3 SD? 4, 5. Nope, 2 SD. But overall in the daily, almost hit a 3 SD move. That doesn't happen very often in traditional markets. No, it doesn't. What's SPY look like? Besides the mess it is, crying out loud. Look at this volatility, man. Wreck, down, up, down, up. Yeah, see, we had this little relief rally at the end of the freaking day. SPY wasn't as bad. Still had a bit of a fat tail event, but not like NASDAQ. NASDAQ really pushed down almost to 3 SD. Where SPY pretty much bounced off the monthly. Is it the monthly S1? Yes, it is. Yep, bounced right off the monthly S1. The weekly S2 was right down here. Traditional markets could have some pain coming, right? Really could have some pain coming next week. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's get back to what really matters, because we know the traditional markets are just a cuck fest. You're literally battling the Fed bot. You might as well call it the Fed bot. They got that money machine cooking, man. People are selling their assets. The Fed's buying them up. They're literally trying to nationalize the markets. It's ridiculous. Like, what the hell are we, communist China? No, we're not. They're sure trying to make it that way, though. Not gonna happen. So we just got to pay attention to Bitcoin. I mean, I'm really thinking we're going to push lower. We got to get a candle close at a lower low. And like I was telling MJ, this weekly range on Bitcoin that's up here, bottom side's at 56.5. You could see the problem. This thing is a freaking magnet. If you do not get, and I was telling him last night, if Bitcoin, especially like the rest of this weekend, if this thing wants to pump up, it needs to get up to like 65K. You got to put some distance between price action and this volatility range, or it is just a magnet. Price will come right back down. So this entire week, squash this up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Here was Monday, right? We pump away from that weekly range, magnet. We pump away from the weekly range, it's a magnet. We pump away from the weekly range, it's a freaking magnet. You have to put some distance between it. Big time. Big time, got to put some distance between it. And this is the pump right here, right at the end of the week last week. That's when Michael Saylor bought, like, I think it was like almost 400 million in Bitcoin. So crazy. Then we had these little trying to get away from that weekly range. Boom, boom, boom. That's when this indicator is really important, when you know how to use this thing. And you know you have to get away from this area big time, especially when you got the monthly above it. That was the predicament today. Here's the tight daily range. What's that telling you? You're going to trend today. You're going to trend. Little fake out, little fake out. You've got the tight daily range dead in the middle of the weekly and bottom of the weekly. It is planted right there, and we're below the monthly, right? We're below the monthly range. So it's like, this is a highly, highly volatile area right here. It's incredible how volatile this bad boy is. Pretty, pretty powerful. So we're gonna have to get out of here. I think it's the beginning of December, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this baby at some point. Could happen Sunday, could happen next week. That the price action number one, if we don't get above this weekly range, you're gonna get a new weekly, especially if price action stays down here, it's gonna drop the weekly range down. There was a lot of action up here though. There would have to be this weekend would have to be a lot of sideways down here to pull that weekly down. But right about now, if we got a new weekly, you probably have the bottom right about here in this consolidation. It'd be like right here. But then, you're walking down the weekly range. You're going to have that as resistance, that weekly volatility range. It might reject there, go to some lower numbers. But sometime during this month, we got to get up above the monthly range, put some distance between these weeklies and that monthly, and start pushing up there. So I'm sticking to my guns. I'm thinking 90, $100,000 Bitcoin. All we can do is go on those projections. And I think on the daily, the 95.4 was at about 100K. The normal distribution was like 120, but you pump up to a weekly projection. They're all in between. We're talking like 100K and about 240, I think. So I'm thinking at 100K Bitcoin by the end of the year. Still, when everybody else is like, oh, I don't think it's going to happen this time. Well, hey, maybe Bitcoin makes a change. The year after the halving, every other time, this is exactly what's happened. It doesn't have to, it's Bitcoin, right? But it definitely wants to go to higher realms. There's no doubt about it. Let's see here. Stream chat. Who's all in here? Oh yeah. Daily, weekly Fisher levels? I sure can. But yeah, that being said, I'm really thinking this was just a little relief right here at the end of the day when traditional markets were closing, right? But I'll tell you what, considering the time it happened, I think this is just such a setup to really, because that's what people got to realize. Everybody's like, oh, institutions this, institutions that. We got to realize the real whales have been in Bitcoin for a long time. There's big time players out there in the private sector. They have got nothing to do with institutions. They've got a lot of Bitcoin. Boy, this would be a great little trap because right here at the bottom, right before the close, some of these institutional guys, they could have they could have bought some calls. Who knows? Bought calls, long some futures, right? Because maybe they had bought some puts, right? And so they were like, oh no. Right at the end of the day, it starts pumping like, oh, we got to cover that option position over the weekend. So they bought some futures. They could get wrecked. They could get wrecked like crazy. So this will be interesting, but look how it's rolling over right now. It's rolling over again. Let me go over here. What'd you say? Daily. Yeah, I did the weekly, correct? We still on the weekly? Yeah, the weekly Fisher is way down, bro. Way down. We're talking 27,500. The long of the century. Could you imagine? Just get a big ass wick down here and suck up 20, 30, 40K. I doubt that's going to happen. I really do. This is the area I'm looking at, man. This 33. This log MA set to a power mean on a 33. It's right there by the shit. Oh yeah, 95 for Laplace on the weekly. So there's a lot of confluence right there. Big time. Daily Fisher. Left that pup in the dust. Whew, these charts. It's the indicators. Trust me. The deviation bands in the ultimate power mean. Holy crap, man. Some of the longest ones. Yeah, we did. The daily reverse Fisher was at 54,750. Right. So we are below that. That's another thing you got to realize. And right now, just like I said earlier, we're down here, we're starting to close the daily on a little bit of a lower low. Right? Now, if say by the end of the day or next couple hours, we're back down here by the 2-day Fisher closing the candle. I'm going to have to reevaluate what I'm talking about. Could that be the bottom? Is there going to be continuation? Was this a total freaking bear trap down here to get these institutional guys in bad positions? They're going to come down, close that daily candle on the lower low, and rip this thing out of here on the weekend. Another thing a lot of people were forgetting about. Where are you? Doink, doink, doink. Let's go to a 4-hour. And everybody knows I'm not a gap boy. I'm a volatility price, or I'm a price action volatility range gap boy, 100%. Throw this on CMEs. What happened today? Finally. And that's another thing. You know how these institutional guys are, right? They're like, oh, our gap got filled. Woohoo, time to long. And then this thing freaking, what if it just dumps even farther? Who knows? There was that gap down there, right? Gap filled. Gap freaking filled. So we're just doing all this sideways shit, right? Then right before the close of the day, fills the gap. Did more than fill the gap. Now CMEs are closed, right? What at 53,675. It'll probably change a little bit. What time is it? Yeah. So it's gonna get interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll get back on perps. Actually, I want to get on the USD. I want to get on the index. Let's go on Bitcoin index. Come on. Yeah, for sure. I'll look at that too. Hold on. Come on, Trading View. Let's go. Let's go. Holy crap, this is slow. I'll just listen and see if the mothership's over my fifth wheel or something. Well, I mean, look at the outlier on the 4-hour. Holy crap, a Rooney. I mean, the correlation, and here's the problem when you get something like this, right? You get expansion on the 4-hour and it's negatively correlated. All of them. Especially the low length popped all the way to, it didn't make it to 100%. Close, about 97. But what happens if this goes positively correlated and you start contracting? This thing is going to walk its ass down 100%. So that's interesting. What you say about the weekly? Oh, reset this. Come on, Indies. Goodness gracious, man. There we go. Yeah, we are definitely on the weekly having an outlier to the downside. Variance rising, negatively correlated. What else did we have? I talked about this earlier in the week. I was like, man, there's bear div on the weekly. Don't think that shit doesn't play out. Bear div on the dictator. Playing out, isn't it? And the funny thing is, if you look on the weekly and you look on the entropy, this I'm talking about like when we were back here at the all-time high, like 65, and we got that literally 50% pullback. That it came out of trend, right? Bitcoin has literally been random ever since. Even the run up to the new all-time high, we never even almost, right? When we got the new all-time high, we almost started trending. This is all random price action. Gotta love Bitcoin. Random. Random, random, random. Get up to there, man. That whole run up from 10K, 8K, trend. especially right about, where was price action? Yeah, it was like 9,500. Big weekly trend, right? Get the entropy drop out of randomness in the trend correlated to the top side. Correlated to the top side. And then this run up, right? All this randomness, right? It tried to drop in, but it was correlated to the top side. So up we go, up we go. We had the little dip when it went back down into pure. When you see yellow, when it's flashing yellow, I mean, it doesn't get any more random than that. Then you can expect, when you see that yellow flash, expect something to happen. And it did. Boom, it almost dropped into trend to the top side again. We got the another all-time high. Boom, popped back down again. And then that all-time high that was up there, what, 69.1 or something like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that CME gap overfilled. Yes. The cuppeth have overrunneth. 100%. Yeah, I was talking to MJ. I was like, the trade was getting in the short at 57. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It was all over the freaking charts, man. It's all over the charts. Let's see here. What was I looking at? Was that the, wait a minute. I'm just confused trading you too. Double tick these times. So that's not going to help. Trading view. What the hell? You are such a cuck. I'm sorry the indicators are so powerful. Yeah, let's look at this 90-minute. Everybody knows I love the 90-minute. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Look at the entropy on the 90-minute. All right. And that baby started dropping in the trend right about 57.2. But right before, right when I was waking up, like 5:30 in the morning, this thing pumped up to like 57.7. And then boom, hammer time. Woo! 10.35%. That's a hell of a daily drop. We all know Bitcoin can do it. Yes, we do. And here's some, I mean, this thing is not popping out this hole yet, right? Because what do you need? I mean, there's no divergence. There's no divergence. Got to start building some bull div. That's what's going to happen down here. I'm going to go up through the time frames out here in a second. I just wanted to, show you start having this outlier right here, right? Now, when we had this little move up here, the variance went positively correlated as an outlier. But boom, then it shifted negative again, and we just hammered down. And now what's going on with the 90-minute? It rolled over, positively correlated. Variance coming down, positively correlated. What's that mean? Price action is going to continue to walk down. What is happening on all the AVRs? Look at the 981 and the 2400. Positively correlated, contracting. Positively correlated, contracting. That's what this whole move on the 90-minute, it has all been contraction positively correlated on the 981 and 2400. Right here, let's see. Yep, there was the up move right there, right? It goes positively correlated right here, and we get a spike in the volatility. Then it started contracting, 90-minute, contract. Right there, I got this on 525, I think, goes negatively correlated, and we get expansion here to really push that thing down to that low. Beautiful little ADRs. Beautiful little ADRs. Powerful indicator. Not the easiest thing to read, but it is a beaut when you learn how to read it. Let's see here. We do have the 90-minute dictator. Both lengths trying to turn up here. This is built on Fisher. So that's interesting. But the problem is, what's always the problem with Bilbo? There's no divergence. You want to see some trend changing divergence. I don't care what trend, what time frame you're talking about. You can have trend changing divergence on a 15-minute trend, right? So you drop down here. What's going on the 15-minute? Yeah, the 90-minute super powerful. And it's a 9. It makes sense. People don't realize, right? I remember back in the cave days, I brought the 45 and the 90 into the freaking conversation. People like, you goofball. You need to be on the 1 hour, and the 2 hour, and the 4 hour, and what the hell, man? Why isn't there volume on your chart? How do you trade without knowing what the volume's doing? Okay, I'm not gonna focus on that. Yeah, I mean, there's not even bull div on the freaking 15. There hasn't been anywhere, right? Not at all. Right at the beginning, right from this move down to this move right here. And we had this little bit of relief as the returns oscillator went up. But what is that creating? Hidden bear. Then we flushed out with the hidden bear. Whammo. 15-minute went back up, created a higher high on the oscillator. What did it just print again? More hidden bear. And now it rolled over, right? And price action on the 15-minute, it's got to be down here like 52.5, 52 something to even begin to think this returns oscillator can bounce off the zero mean and create some bull div. So boom, 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 boom. And even the 15-minute entropy from the beginning, right? There's that top up there, right there on the price action, which literally went a little bit outside the 3SD band, pulled back in. Right about here, it starts dropping into trend on the 15-minute. All negatively correlated. Correlation building to the downside. Only, I mean, it pulled out a trend, boom, boom. But yeah, most of those moves on the 15, I mean, that's why we love this entropy indicator. It's so freaking powerful. Very powerful indeed. Let's see here. So the 90-minute, right? You know, I love my 3, 6, and 9. The 90 is obviously a 9. The 45-minute, what's 44 plus 5? It's a 9. Very, very powerful. Powerful time frames. Yeah, yeah. The only thing that's snowing on the 45 right now, the 45 minutes building that did bear. Yes, it is. You know, I mean, this thing's been just, you know, when you see these fucking volatility bands just spray out like that, we're riding down the Gaussian mean like this. Powerful. And this is where too, when they start spraying out like that, you can see like on these candles right here, right? I mean, with this candle got outside the 3SD barely. Then we open up a new candle, pumps a little bit, comes down, bounces right on the second SD band, goes sideways, rejects off the Gaussian mean, comes down, exceeds the 1SD band a little bit. This is like, I love when the bands spray out because they give great targets. I don't care what time frame. They give great targets. Just like when we had that 57.7 pump, it almost hit the 3SD. Little buggers. Very powerful. And I'm pretty sure we know there was hidden bear on the 4 hour. There's hidden bear on the 6 hour. I do not think it's printed yet. From this data set to this data set, right? There's a higher high on the returns oscillator. We're about to see it. I don't know why this is so slow today. Yeah, boom, boom. Let's see this little point, boom. And where does it reject from? I've told people a million times the most powerful moves you ever get, especially if there's divergence being played, which you got a higher high on the indicator and a lower high on price action. That's hidden bear div, and it rejects right on the zero mean. The freaking thing dumps out from that 57.7. It dumps down only about 6K. 6K in a 12-hour candle. Crazy. Crazy. My ass wasn't in any of this. Geez, I've been busy all day. Busy all day. Tell you a quick little story. And I'm just very disappointed in somebody. It's like, I mean, I do some help at the Veterans Court, helping with some guys with addiction and shit. And they're in the program, all right, because they've been in trouble. I got one guy, he finally gets accepted into Veterans Court, third DWI. Judge is like, you know, because they try to take care of these vets. And like, we're going to work with you, put you in this program, blah, blah, blah. Gets his fourth DWI while he's in the Veterans Court program. Judge still has mercy on him and says, okay, we're gonna just increase all the testing and all the shit that the guy has to go through. But if it happens again, you're in deep shit. So that's a call I get earlier. Dude gets his 5th DWI last night. 5th DWI, and he is not leaving jail. He's going to prison. I mean, how fucking stupid are you? Right? How dumb. This is like a good lesson for everybody. How dumb are you? Especially these guys. You literally join the military. You're going to fight for people's freedoms. You don't even know who these people are. You're fighting for their freedom, but you won't even fight for your own freedom. Fucking so disappointed. It's all good though, man. What are you going to do? And it's all alcohol. I don't get it, man. I'm not a drinker. I very often, very rarely do I drink. Just as a number on my body. I try to be healthy and it makes me feel like shit. But at the same time, man, it's not good for your mental state either, obviously. Guy's got 2 kids, man. Wife, he's going to prison. 5 DWIs. What is wrong? I just had to share that, get that off my chest. I've been steaming half the day. Had to lay it on MJ earlier. All right, but anyway, let's get back to this crap, right? We all love Bitcoin. Say, Ron, you got any questions? I know you do, buddy. Yeah, oh, that's what I was going to talk about too. Exactly. Me and MJ were laughing our ass off. Matic is a honey badger, man. Matic don't give me shit about anything. Well, why? Here's a great example. This is why we use this chart. Where are you, BRE, for crying out loud? I talked about this yesterday on Matic. Matic is the fucking honey badger. I mean, it had a wick down too, but that's the pump you want to see out of Bitcoin, man. This is why. Look at the monthly range. Look how tight Matic's monthly range is, and this is what you want to do. It doesn't matter about like dollar amounts because you're going from shitcoin to Bitcoin to all this. You're going to get confused. 0.5% monthly range. If you see a daily, weekly, or monthly inside like a 1% range, it's party time. You are going to trend. You want to see a good example of trending? Here's the beginning of the week. Wham, 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 wham. Look at this son of a bitch. You're getting sound effects today. Bam, 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 bam. Trending volatility, man. Matic's a beast. This would have been a hell of a position to get into right here. What is that? What is that acting as support there? All right. That is the monthly R1 that has turned to support, which is a strong support for Matic. Yeah, Matic didn't even, I mean, compared to what Bitcoin did and what time. Yeah, it's from there. It's what I say, 10% on Bitcoin. Check that old Matic. Might be, well, get down there. It did dump out. It did dump out, man. It just bounced a lot better in Bitcoin. When Bitcoin started dumping up there, right, in the morning, Bitcoin only went down 10%. Matic went down 14. So it did care. It's just, man, it's a much different chart. Much different chart. Bitcoin had a steady dump all day. Matic bounced off that monthly, came back down, bounced off that monthly. Does it do it again? Good. It sure could. BRE does, no. Let's just I wish you could change the names on the watch list. I want to call Matic the honey badger. if you can. Add section, add symbol. Nope, you're lucky. Matic ideas. Yeah, maybe I should just put, yeah, change it to honey badger. Matic is the honey badger. We could, do I even want to look at Fluffy McCuck? I'm fucking 12% yesterday, gives it all back in one day. Well, it's not just Cardano, everything did, except, Matic pumped out of its hole real well. But yeah, I got hold. I mean, holy crap. Oh yeah, what was really got hammered? It was down 20% at one time. Badger. Jesus, I'm glad I got out of that long time ago. It's still down 14%. Back down to 18 bucks. Shit. Oh, Badger Dow. Let's see. Time is it? 2:42. See. Yeah, right. I mean, it started dumping the same time. But Matic, right? Matic was bouncing and bouncing. Hell, Bitcoin just crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Anybody else have any questions? Come on, Wolf. Tell you my dog food recipe. I gotta make the dogs some food today. I am clean out. Two of them are much better though, thank God. One of them is just a leaky fire hydrant. Unfortunately, my poor boy, my old man, a miserable look on his face, like, "Oh, Daddy, what is wrong?" Yeah, I wish I knew, bud. Get better. What can we look at here? I pretty much blew my wad. It's a beautiful bounce off that one SD. A beautiful bounce. I mean, there's deviations being nailed everywhere. People don't realize. They don't understand why we trade volatility, probability, and statistics, right? Why do you use those standard deviations? Why do you use variance? Why do you use that stupid volatilities, those volatility indicators? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because they tell you exactly what's going on in the market. No bullshit, no lagging, real time boom boom. Real time boom boom. Why don't you use divergence with RSI? Well, because it fails a lot of the time. Where when you get div on in between returns and price action, that shit is going to play out. Always. Always going to get it to play out. When, you know what I didn't do? Let's go to a 2-day. I want to see, did we get into a 2-day today? Oh, so what sign, like a further, are you talking a rally to the top side out of here? Yeah, that's the thing, man. I'm not even like right now, and this is another problem, right? On the 2-day, 2-day's printing hidden bear right now, right? We got this nice little 2-day. I mean, that's the whole thing. This thing prints right about here, some bull div, but you can see, I mean, there's been correlation, negative correlation for that read. So that's why we really never got out. I mean, that bold div on the 2-day played out a little bit. You can see the wicks up there, right? We got boom, boom, boom. But all it did is create some hidden bear on the 2-day. This baby close. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. But for more upside, like I said before, man, I mean, man, I'm not even looking for it, to be honest. I really think Bitcoin wants to push down for that 30% pullback overall. And I'm really thinking it wants to create a lower low on a candle close, not a wick. Those are definitely not. And the same thing's going on the 3-day right now. I mean, this baby's building some hidden bear. This is not over by any means, my opinion. We get a new 3-day on Sunday. Okay. Same thing over here too. It's all random. All random. Shit show too. Random to the downside, to the upside. A little bit decreasing from the upside. And then today, or this 3 day, to the downside. We're below the Gaussian mean. Where's this 2SD band? Way too low. Where's the 1SD? Like that. No, that's way too low. I can't even comprehend. It's right about 49.4. That's one thing on these high time frames. Some of those deviation bands. See real quick. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are like, oh, we're going into the weekend. Probably gonna pump out of this hole. Man, I don't know. But that's why. What do we do? We freaking trade the volatility. What's the next move? That's what we're looking for. What is this 2SD? There we go. It's more like the 2SD on the weekly. 46.5. It's about right where it was at, correct? 46.5. Woohoo. There's some correlation. 46.5. This 2SD band down here on the 2 days matching up with the 2SD on the weekly. That's what I'm thinking. This thing's going to go down anywhere from like 48.5 to 46.5-ish, somewhere in that area, possibly. Or we could just bounce the hell out of here. But you got this correlation on the 2 day, right? It's building to the downside, and the entropy's starting to drop. It's been freaking random though here for what, a couple weeks, 3 weeks. So everything's random right now. There's no trend. That's why we jumped down here, right? I would show you. I don't have too much going on this weekend. I might trade some volatility. I don't know. Is there going to be any though? Is this thing just going to go sideways until the weekend? Weekend's over and then make the lower low. See, we just don't know. But in the meantime, look at the 15-minute outlier on the 15-minute. Get you this first leg. Outlier on the 15-minute. Get you the second leg, right? Especially you could have got the whole leg. The outlier stopped right there, but then it's coming down positively correlated and it walked down the rest of the way, right? Walk down the rest of the way. But what happens right here when this price action on the 15 walks up a little bit? The variance went negatively correlated. Boom, 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 boom. Then right here, positively correlated, it was rising back up, but then boom, the third outlier to the downside. Get you the move again. Boop, 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 boop. Obviously, it went positive right there. When I would have saw that candle go positive, I would have been out of the trade. I would have probably missed that bottom, but that don't matter. Look at those moves. Whammo, whammo, whammo. You probably got about $4,000 of price action to the downside. You didn't get the whole whatever it was, but you got a nice big chunk of it. Five-day smooth. Okay. I don't know. I don't like the app, to be honest. I'm waiting until I'm pretty sure. Isn't the TradingView app? It's fairly new. I'm just making sure that it's totally secure, to be honest. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, the app was slower for you. Let me see something. Yeah, let's do that. What time is it? Yeah, we got time. So you want the smooth and the unsmooth. Can do that. And I do check the unsmooth for sure. Plus, I mean, I'm in the internet funky zone too, till I get to my property, which is being extended a little bit. To be honest, I'm not getting out of here as soon as I thought. I already talked to MJ about that. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Unsmooth. Check. Let's see here. So both the same. Break this down to, yep, there we go. So I can tell them apart. Put on a 1 thickness. There we go. But I'm going to keep them the same lengths, right? I'm running a 9 and a 9 right now. 9 length, 9 smooth. Obviously, the smooth is only going to matter to the smooth one. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we've got like, yeah, look at the 3-day hidden, right? You can see it. Hidden bear, rejection right off the zero mean, coming down. And that's boom, boom. Got 2 3-day candles to the downside. Said what other day? 3-day, 5-day. Yeah, so whereas the smooth RO was building hidden bear, the unsmooth pretty much is playing out. It rejected off the zero mean. Yeah, nothing. You can see on this unsmooth, there was a little bit of hidden bull playing, but that it played out right there on that 3-day candle. And now look at the RO unsmooth, it turning back down, starting to turn back down. The dictators are definitely heading down, especially the high length that's coming off of hitting the 2 SD band. Let's see, what is if we close a low? Are you talking on the 3-day? Get it back over here. Yeah, I gave up on Brave. Brave is a freaking disaster. That thing, I have more trouble with Brave browser. Let's see here. Yeah, it can. But right now, Sayron, it's definitely playing out Hidden Bear. But I know exactly what you're talking about. You can see it here. I'll blow it up. Yeah, you're talking about right now, we get that lower low on the 3-day, and then the returns oscillator turns back up, obviously, right? It's going to print that hidden bull, or not hidden bull. It's going to print bull div. Yes, it will. 100%, just like it did back here. Did it? Yeah, yeah, it did. That was some bull div from back this low and this low. Boom, boom. Whammo, 3-day candle for about 53, 5,300 move. Not bad for a 3-day candle. And we're about to wrap this baby up. So yeah, we'll be looking for that. But I definitely see a little continuation. Go back over to daily here real quick. I mean, I mean, this in my opinion is not a lower low. I mean, what did it, what, by $100? That's why I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the thing jumps back down here by the end of the day. If this thing jumps back down here, that's like as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to the dog park. I'm going to be back here for close. I want to see where this daily candle closes because I'm telling you, man, if this daily candle does close down here, maybe that 2-day fissure's enough. Maybe that 2-day fissure's enough. And that's literally about a 27.5% pullback. It's pretty healthy. And that would create a lower low. This thing could bust the hell out of here this weekend. But the way this thing's selling off and what traditional markets are doing, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see that weekly 95 for Laplace, but it doesn't have to happen. It could bounce out of here. I'll be watching real carefully on the lower time frames. If this candle closes back down at the bottom of this wick today, yeah, be watching. Be watching for sure. But the thing is, when you go on to the even smooth or unsmooth on the daily, there's just no bull div at all. None. Let me see if it would be on the 4-hour. I'm pretty sure not. Sure not. And this is an ugly fucking candle. If you know how to read the volatility that creates this candle right here, it's ugly, man. It is ugly. And chances are this 4-hour variance is going to turn down, positively correlated. I wouldn't doubt it at all, and see some continuation to the downside. Yeah, I mean, there's just no bull dip building at all. This is a free for all right now. Not even on, I mean, if the dictator were to turn up right here, it'd be some bull div on the dictator, but I put way more weight on the returns. 100%. Way more. So yeah, just pay attention to this, where this candle closes, right? And even if it closes here, if you guys don't know what that candle is, look it up. It's got ugly written all over it, especially when you understand the volatility behind creating it and what's happening here. And on the 4-hour, where you had all this expansion negatively correlated, what if it starts to contract? All the correlations are starting, they flatlined already and they're starting to turn up. So if they go positively correlated during contraction, you're going to see that down move. It's going to come down. There's no doubt. Especially with entropy down here. This is what you cannot forget. We're trending right now. Until that thing tells you something different, we are trending. We are trending to the downside. Here's the 90-minute. Let's look one more time at these AVRs. And this, I mean, obviously, when we just got that new 90-minute candle, right? I mean, we came out of trend a little bit, starting to head back up. But when I see the 981 and the 2400 contracting positively correlated still, right? Especially if we come into the new day here and we get a little bit of expansion on the low length and it's negatively correlated and these continue to contract, the variance is already coming down positively correlated. And the unsmoothed RO is probably going to create some more hidden bear. So we'll be looking for that. So yeah, if you made it through this hour video on YouTube, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell did I just watch? And why did I not understand a damn thing this guy just talked about? Well, that's because we are alpha trading and we trade volatility, probability, and statistics. We love to teach people to do the same. So the link to our Discord is in the description of our videos. I almost stuttered that one out. So definitely come in, check us out. Follow the welcome message. It'll tell you exactly what to do if you want to gain access and purchase a pass to get in, right? It's a small fee. Come check it out, though. Some good stuff. I want to thank everybody that has been watching live in the Discord. Love hanging out with you guys. I love hanging out with people that get it. They get they're here for a reason. That's another thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, right? And you're out there trading some other way, you can continue doing what you're doing and not understand what we're talking about. We need people on the other side of our trades. That's the bottom line. We really don't care if you come and check us out, to be honest. But if you do, if you want to find out what volatility trading is all about, we will help you like you won't imagine. All right. We'll really help you out. So come check it if you want. And thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. I will, depending on what happens this weekend, might have a little surprise sneaky stream if something crazy happens. But if not, I will see you Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See ya.